Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk faster, faster, faster. Gotta talk fast.
Welcome to an oral review of Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog, reminding you that tax day was last week. Sorry for the late reminder. Don't use TurboTax next year. Free Tax USA is recommended. I'm Nick, and except for this intro, I wrote the script.
And except for this intro, I'm Dominic, and I haven't read any of today's script. I use Free Tax USA.
That's actually what I use too.
Yes, it's great. Love it.
Yeah, nice and easy.
There's no reason to use TurboTax, which is already a terrible lobby in Washington, and it's just, why would you pay for it? Why would you pay for that when you have Free Tax USA? Which, yes, you do pay for, like, I think state tax return, and if you want, like, audit defense, but that's optional. I use it. So it's not, 100% free, but it's way, way cheaper, and they're fighting the good fight of, tearing down.
You got to pay whatever state fees you got to do, but the federal was free.
Federal was free, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was like
right.
$15 or something for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, way cheaper and not a dumbass lobby.
Yeah. How have you been, Dominic? Anything new or exciting in your life?
Yes, very much so, Nick. Thank you for the lead in. So something very exciting happened this Saturday for me personally, because it does cover something technically horrible. But I got my first byline today. By that, I mean, thank you. My first published article, non-self-published article, and in a legitimate Chicago newsroom. So, and it is for Unraveled Press.
Yeah, congratulations, dude. That is fucking awesome.
Yes, the story was about a dildo-themed day of action, the Dildo Day of Action at the Broadview ICE Detention Center in Broadview, Illinois. And it was just a fun, silly day. For the most part, there was, the police did show up for a brief second, and some people were tossing dildos at the cars. But that's funny in my opinion. Legally speaking, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No comment.
Look, the thing is, and look, it can be the point for that dildo themed protest was, first of all, it was in conjunction with there were a bunch of others throughout the country in LA.
There was a bunch of dildo themed.
Look, because I'm not self-published anymore, at least in that specific instance, I had an actual deadline. So it is weird working with anyone else. But yeah, it's nice.
This really takes the winds out of my protest that I was going to do, which was I was going to go to Japan, stake out Sega Japan, and I had a wheelbarrow full of dildos. And I was just going to keep on throwing them at the headquarters of Sega of Japan until two things happened. One, they officially ship Shadow and Amy. And then the other thing was to bring back the Saturday morning cartoon show so they can finish up and, do a proper send-off. And just for kicks, maybe a third thing, depending on how many dildos I had, give Archie a proper ending.
Honestly, that sounds like a Yakuza minigame, so that sounds awesome. Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't played all the Yakuza minigames, but maybe it's partly inspired by it. What are we reading today, Dominic?
We are reading Archie Comics Sonic the Hedgehog number 46.
We're so close to 50.
We are. We really are. Released in February of 1997. Publication date May of 1997. Countdown to Armageddon, Part 1. Script by Ken Penders and Kent Taylor. Pencils by Nelson Ortega. Have we seen Nelson Ortega's work before?
I feel like we have. I feel like this artwork is familiar. So.
Yeah. Okay. We see a young Uncle Chuck working on a computer. In the background, we see a badly hurt hedgehog floating in liquid in a large green tube.
I'm going to quickly, I lied. He's not floating in liquid. When I went in for my edit, in my head, I remembered him floating, but I'm looking at it right now. He's standing.
Okay, that makes sense, though. I understand why you would have that.
Yeah.
Have that image. We see a young Uncle Chuck working on a computer. In the background, we see a badly hurt hedgehog standing in liquid in a large green tube. One fateful day, a benevolent scientist directed his talents towards an ingenious effort to prolong the lives of Mobian citizens. And in doing so, inadvertently created an instrument of domination, used as part of a sweeping tide of tyranny, signaling the downfall of planet Mobius and its kingdom of Eggcorn. Uncle Chuck pushes a button and immediately, shock and horror strike across his face. For the love of Mobius, no. He's more emotional than that. For the love of Mobius, no. The roboticization process worked all too well. Now my brother is just a mindless machine. We pan out to discover that Uncle Chuck was projecting this image onto the wall, showing the freedom fighters and Dulcie the dragon his past. That is way past cool, Uncle Chuck. How you doing it? I understand that Sonic can be a little dense in these moments, but perhaps saying, that was way past cool, Uncle Chuck, right after he shows you probably the worst moment of his life projected in front of you, is not the greatest move. Luckily, Uncle Chuck knows his nephew. Well, Sonic, what kind of spy would I be if I didn't install the newest digital video technology directly into my optic sensors? Not only can I record what I see, but I can also play back pre-recorded video. However, retrieved from Robotropolis by my spy network, this video is a byproduct of a secret surveillance system used in the former royal palace and provides proof that Robotnik, in his former identity as a warlord Julian, sabotaged my original roboticizer. It was his invention that transformed a tool of medicine into a weapon of war. And except for a few times when we were lucky, I don't think we'll ever be able to de-roboticize all those poor souls. Some humanitarian I am. Does it make sense when I'm talking like that?
I think so.
Okay. Can you understand is what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
This is Sally. Don't despair. I have an idea. While Rotor looks after his father, this would be a perfect time for one of my special military retreats. The freedom fighters are now in the forest, around a campfire. As twilight descends, Princess Sally attempts to use the picturesque Great Forest as a serene backdrop to renew her troops' resolve. But as the campfire powwow takes place, Uncle Chuck decided to be a real fucking downer. Your video camera eyes are a great addition to your espionage activities. I only demonstrated them in a vain attempt to bolster my own courage. The truth is, I'm just Robotnik's pawn. He forced me to resign my position as the kingdom's scientific advisor, so I suppressed my remorse by transforming from Sir Charles, inventor, to Uncle Chuck, chili dog proprietor. Still, our discovery that one of our own agents, Sleuth Doggy Dog, now convicted traitor, is further evidence of my shortcomings. I didn't even know about the existence of the Death Egg until it was almost too late for us all. I have failed more often than not, Princess. That's not true. In the first two instances, the only thing you didn't do is dig deep enough for the truth. Which means that Uncle Chuck was right that he failed, because he didn't dig deep enough. What an odd way to try and cheer up Uncle Chuck. Let's hear what Sonic has to say. Perhaps he'll do a better job. Heh, that's right. And you certainly made a success as the chili dog restaurant chain champ. I actually think Sonic crushed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, a bunch of eyes appear on the outskirts of the camp. Seems like the freedom fighters have company. End of part 1.
I did just kind of end it. I kind of end just all of these this issue. I was kind of... well, let's start with the big thing right off the top. Or at least what I think is the big thing. So the person that is roboticized that Uncle Chuck is dealing with is Uncle Chuck's brother. Is that Sonic's dad?
Could be. It very much could be. They could be another uncle entirely.
Yeah.
But it's really implied to be Sonic's. Okay, it's not.
I don't think it's implied at all.
But you're right. They're not implying it. I think it's Uncle Chuck's dad. You're
okay.
Right. I'm sorry. I think it's Sonic's dad.
Because I feel like Sonic would have had more of a reaction on seeing the image if it was his dad, unless if he doesn't know what his dad looks like.
That's also true. Yeah. That's also possible.
Yeah. which I didn't describe what the brother Hedgehog looked like, but he's got a cool little I don't know how to describe.
I don't know
this.
either. It's like
a little like foof on the front. Honestly, you know what? I can make this reference because we're talking to a bunch of Sonic nerds here. When you feed a chow a skunk, you get that little foof thing on the top of the chow head. That's what this guy has. That's what this hedgehog has. So Uncle Chuck was feeding his brother skunks. And
he was just in a chow. This is just a chow garden.
Yeah. Uncle Chuck's brother was trying to make the first chow and accidentally roboticized people. That's tough, kid.
Could you imagine trying to make like the next big toy? Like, hey, trying to make a Furby. Oh shit! I created Robot Armageddon. Like,
honestly, I think the Furby creator was pretty darn close to creating Robot Armageddon.
That's true. That's true.
My friend had one of those, and it would just wake up in the middle of the night and just make the weirdest fucking noises. Like, I slept over his house one time. And we just threw it in a closet because it was like freaking us out.
That's funny. That's funny.
Did you ever have a Furby?
I think so. I think I broke it before I could do anything weird.
Furby didn't have like cultural staying power. I wonder if a lot of people know what I'm even talking about when I say Furby.
It had a little bit, not as much as Beanie Babies, not as much as, G.I. Joe or Strawberry Shortcake or My Little Unicorn.
Because like I haven't thought about Furby's. Oh god, that had to have been second grade.
Furby is like the butt of a joke.
Yeah, second grade. That's 1999 for me. So yeah. Fucking wild.
Yeah. So yes, we get Uncle Chuck's backstory, and he's the. I don't think was it ever revealed before that he created the roboticization process, or that he was a scientist.
I think it's lame.
What?
That Uncle Chuck is a scientist. I kind of always dug the idea that
he was just
like he was just really good at making chili dogs, and on the side he was an inventor.
Yeah,
I think that's just a really good, funny premise.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this makes sense.
It's logical.
It's logical. It makes perfect sense.
We lambast this comic for not being logical enough, so it does feel hypocritical of us to renege back on that and say that we want the less logical thing.
But how much cooler is it that Uncle Chuck was just really good at making chili dogs, and on the side was just like a really good inventor. Like he could have like cured cancer, but instead he's making chili dogs. That's good.
Isn't that the ultimate counter argument to like follow your dreams? No, but you could actually like cure cancer.
Yeah. It's Albert Einstein making like really good chili dogs instead of figuring out like. Well, I guess we still didn't figure out gravity. One of the other things he figured out.
What do you mean we haven't figured out gravity?
It's still a theory, dude.
Yeah, why? Why is it still a theory?
I don't understand why it's just a theory, man.
Hey Nick,
I'm not a
scientist. Look at this. Proven.
Why do I feel like you're a jock all of a sudden? You're just gonna like spike a football down and like give me a swirly.
We got Dulcie here.
Yeah, Dulcie's what I don't get Dulcie. I don't. She doesn't fit into the world at all.
She really doesn't. It kind of sucks. I feel bad almost for saying.
I do feel bad in the sense that I feel like on a intellectual level, I just kind of reject her. She shows up, but I'm like, yeah, but is she? Do you know?
From a critical standpoint, yes, we reject her.
Fig the Imaginary Dragon.
Is that from this comic?
No, that is from I don't know when it was created. It felt like it was made in the 60s, but it was an old Disney ride, probably the 80s, where I don't know if like the goal was to make like a cartoon out of him or something or what. I think it was Disney. You know what? I can access a computer.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes. Sorry, I needed to see it.
1983, Journey into Imagination. This was a ride back in Disneyland, I want to say. And yeah, in my mind, Dulcie is just Figment, the Imaginary Dragon. Like, she's not actually there.
Who's imagining her? Sally?
It's like a group psychosis thing. Like, they all believe that Dulcie's real, right?
When your underground rebel group has such horrible like recruitment that you need to come up with a soldier on your own.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even remember what I was gonna say with that. I got distracted with Figment, the imaginary dragon. I think they shut that ride down. I had that Figment doll from when I was like in second grade, I think, with me until I was like 25, and I think I donated it to Goodwill.
Disney parks really don't like entertain. They don't. I'm not attracted to them anymore.
Like sexually?
That's still on the question. But for like, I don't want to go to one.
I don't either. I think it would be a bad experience. And I just talked to a friend of mine who is my age, so he is 34, and like he has nieces that are obviously Disney age, so they did like a family vacation, and he went, and he was like, it was the worst experience of my life.
Wow.
Like, it's just lines everywhere. It's so incredibly expensive. It's when he went, it was really hot and humid, and yeah, he was like, it was not like, it was awesome seeing the kids do kid things, but outside of that, he's like, you can't pay me to go back. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm glad I was raised like a Six Flags guy, so that my bar was set really low.
You're a fan of the Confederate?
The Confederate era?
No, one of the flags is the Confederate flag, isn't it?
Not at Six Flags, not at Great America here not here in the land of Lincoln, my guy.
Oh,
I think that was a Missouri thing.
I didn't know that.
I don't know which one, or maybe it was in the Illinois one.
Flash the screen with the truth right here.
It's just a nice sensor with like bunny.
I know we called this out in the issue. It actually happened, but there's a flashback of Sleuth Doggy Dog getting arrested, and I went back and looked at the actual issue. He looked pretty semen covered in that one. They went harder on this.
They did.
They made it just like white, it goopier. I don't know how they did it.
He's supposed to be wet,
but he is probably wet. I don't know what he's into. One of the I don't really well, now I started talking, so I need to say it, but I was even hesitating bringing this up. Uncle Chuck is like, finally I got proof that Robotnik like sabotaged everything, and I was like, did you really need that proof?
Yeah, he's already a tyrant. Like,
yeah, like that wasn't something. It was pretty obvious what happened. I didn't need like a video. Do you think anyone's gonna be like, we have no proof that Robotnik like took over?
That's like the most Democrat thing ever.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look, we don't have proof that Trump is committing genocide, but once we do, then we can go after him. Nothing else would bring him down.
Nothing else would bring him down.
Nothing he did before.
Well, hey man, he's a doctor, so.
Wait, what? Doctor?
I don't know if you were keeping up with the news that day because you were writing. He posted an AI image.
I did. Okay, no, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, for reference for the future, since this is a podcast that will stay up indefinitely, Trump posted a picture of himself as Jesus, and then someone healing. I assume a soldier.
I assumed it was Epstein.
And he was asked about it, and he was like, I thought that was a picture of me as a doctor. Only the fake news could come up with something as crazy as
yeah, that's why they wear robes.
Yeah, like he's straight up wearing robes. He's like, his hands I think are glowing light. It was great. Let's go to part 2. We're kind of going everywhere today.
Yeah, it's like a podcast or something. Countdown to Armageddon, Part 2. Dulcie the Dragon notices the eyes around them and shoots out a breath of fire, illuminating some of the sexiest wolves I've ever seen, and lighting a fire in my loins. Here we are introduced to a band of freedom fighters called the Wolf Pack, that I won't describe in too much detail, in fear that if you're driving, that you'll crash and die. And our listener numbers are far too low to risk losing you, my dear listener.
The joke there was that they're too sexy to describe. I don't know if I made that clear.
They look like something, don't they?
They do look like something.
Needless to say, the wolf pack sat down and enjoyed the warm fire with the freedom fighters. Tails sits next to a white wolf named Drago. Purple boots, purple tunic with the sleeves cut off, blue belt, and pantsless. Tails asks if there's something wrong with Drago's chili wiener. I'm assuming he calls it a chili wiener as to not offend the wolf by saying chili dog, or perhaps, what I assume is the correct answer, he was asking if Drago liked his cold penis because he's pantsless. Perhaps only Ken knows the truth. Drago turns to Uncle Chuck and accuses him of being a Robotnik spy. Sonic jumps to Uncle Chuck's defense when the world's worst character shows up, Jeffrey St. John. Now take my professional advice. What the fuck was that? Sorry. How do I get into this voice?
Hugh Jackman.
No, that's Australian.
Oh, right. He's British. Hugh Jackman playing James Bond.
Sing, shaken, not stirred. Octopussy.
It's just the fact you committed to it.
I did.
That really brought it to the next level.
Let's see. Mary Poppins. All right. All right. Now, take my professional advice. Cut down on the campfire before you attract the entire planet now. Sally is shocked that Jeffrey St. John found them in the woods. Jeffrey St. John, what are you doing here? Jeffrey St. John walks up to Sally and plants a thick one on Sally's lips, straight up. I guess you could say I've been doing a bit of sleuthing by doggedly following Chucky's every move here. Uncle Chuck quips back. Sounds more like spying to me. Interesting choice of words, mate, especially since the agent who uncovered your video was one of Robotnik's spies. Sleuth doggy dog. Sonic is shocked. Is this true? Yes, but it was weeks before you discovered Sleuth to be a traitor. Sally states that doesn't mean that the tape isn't authentic. Isn't that convenient? One spy covering up for another, huh? Too bad you didn't realize my rebel underground sniffed out your deception. Sally's confused. What deception? Don't you blokes get? Chucky's spy network and phony video are just a ruse to cover up the fact that he's working for the other side. Are you naturally this stupid, or do you practice? That's actually a really good line by Sonic. Oi, this ain't a game, boy. You're in over your head in this man's war. I want to be angry at the "this isn't a Game Boy" line, but I know deep down I'd write the exact same line. Sonic, presumably upset at being called boy, sucker punches Jeffrey St. John. Jeffrey gets knocked back, lands on his hand, and does a cool little flip, and shoots Ebola?
Ebola. That's what this is.
So what's Ebola? Oh, it's a thing. It's a device. So for those who don't know, it's a device that has a weight at the end, and you shoot it, and it shoots a rope, and it kind of ties together.
It normally has two.
It's like two balls.
Yeah, and then it will wrap around.
Right. But this one is like a one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's not how that. First of all, that's not how that works. There's a reason why.
Yeah,
there's two.
It needs two.
But anyway, it does its thing. It's like I think Wonder Woman uses it occasionally,
and sometimes cops.
I've not seen that footage, but I'm not surprised.
Or was I calling Wonder Woman a cop?
What?
The fucking obnoxious Wonder Woman.
You just chose a completely different song.
No, it goes like. Oh my god, you gotta look it up now. You gotta. In order for that bit to work, you need to.
Okay, there's actually two melodies going on. There's a counter melody, and then the other one is.
That's the one I'm thinking.
It's like syncopated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is they're both probably slave catchers. Okay, so Jeffrey St. John gets knocked back, lands on his hand, and does a cool little flip and shoots Ebola at Sonic, wrapping him to a tree. He points his arm arrow shooter thing at Sonic's face. End of part 2. Okay.
Didn't I say he was going to kill him? Did you edit that out?
It looks like he's going to kill him, yeah. Like with a bolt.
Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say it because you didn't write it, but it does look like the last panel,
Did it go on to the next page? No.
No,
okay.
no, it's in the middle of the
page. I wrote that.
Okay. Well, what was the line, Nick?
No, moment's gone.
Okay.
Moment's gone. If I didn't write it, I didn't write it. You can't change the past, Dominic.
Do you know how much of this banter I cut?
Yeah, that's for the best. None of it's good or funny. I mean, it's just Jeffrey St. John just fucking sucks.
Look at that. Look at how much of a dick. Ken Penders legitimately thinks that looks cool.
Yeah.
He legitimately believes that is like the epitome of cool. And just sexually assaults Sally. Like, that is assault, right? Like, who the fuck enters a bar, goes up to someone you have a little bit of romantic tension with, but like not full blown, it's good to kiss me. Mm-hmm. And then you just grab their face and like he's dug in there, right? That's not just lips.
It is definitely a swing for the fences kind of move.
That is like tonguing. They are tonguing.
I mean, we can't see inside.
We need that Japanese, that Japanese hentai thing where it's like it's like you can X-ray into the woman's hips and it shows like the dick going into the vagina. I'm a published journalist. Okay, so
is that what they give you a little packet of things to know when you become a published journalist?
Shut the fuck up,
and
asshole.
One of it is about hentai.
Shut the fuck up, asshole! Don't tell me you haven't looked at hentai or.
Oh, I've looked at hentai. It was just this very specific X-ray thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is in like every other fucking hentai.
Okay, well then I guess I just beat the odds. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
You beat off the odds.
Oh, that's good. Don't cut that one.
As soon as the story was published, I was like, I could be such a fucking asshole and start bragging about how I'm like a journalist now.
Oh, I would bring it up in every single sentence.
I look, the reason why I would ever do that is because it's funny, because my banner is still me wearing that Shadow the Hedgehog shirt.
It is funny. For a very long time, I've been to China, and for a very long time, whenever I got Chinese food, I'm like, yeah, it's good. But it's not as good as when I was in China. But the reason why I find it so funny is like China's just such a broad thing to say.
Yeah, it is. That's like 50. That could be like 50 different countries in a single country.
So Chengdu, for those who are curious. And technically Hong Kong, but it wasn't China when I was there.
Wow.
It was a British territory still.
Whoa. You're not a two countries, one system situation.
Well, I mean, that's just a fact. It's part of China now, right?
As I learned from the Transformers movies, they need the help of the central government to defeat the Decepticons. Okay, so for those who don't know, the Michael Bay Transformers movies and the ones after that, let's be honest, are all like they suck off the US military incredibly hard. Like the scene in the very first Michael Bay movie, which shows the A-10, like this is like the first encounter with any Decepticon, and it's them fighting in the desert against the Scorpion Decepticon, and they call in like an A-10 Warthog to do a strafing run. It's the most badass military thing, which is exactly why he did it, because it's just fucking jerking off the military so fucking bad.
I love the Transformers movies. All of them. I think they're all fantastic.
I should specify.
So much so, I made Mike F. sit down and watch the one with Mark Wahlberg with me.
I mean, his name is Yade Kager, or Cade Yeager.
Yeah. So A, he's got a fantastic name. B, he takes on a Transformer by himself. It's pretty good. Yeah. And then there's a scene that I think everyone should look up. In fact, I don't know. We're never going to make money off this. Just throw in the copyright stuff. Just throw in the clip of Mark Wahlberg drinking the Bud Light.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the Texas Romeo and Juliet law.
I wasn't I wasn't gonna.
I don't think
It's
I've ever.
not good.
I don't think I've sent it to you, but I have a great like double image irony thing where it's remember that Batman credit card commercial where it's like, I never leave home, never leave the Batcave without it, and it shows. Yeah, it's that the top image is that, and the bottom image is the Romeo and Juliet card.
That is actually legitimately so fucking.
I need to find. I need to
You
find
need
it.
to find that. That is actually so fucking good. Oh my god, I love that so much.
Okay. Sorry. Tangent after tangent. To bring it back, in the second Transformers movie, third, we're there in Hong Kong, right?
Oh, that's 4.
That's 4. Yes. Basically, the Hong Kong government gets under
Or
attack.
5.
The Decepticons attack Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong government's like, we can't do this. They say out loud, very blatantly, we can't defeat these monsters on our own. We need the help of the central government. And then they fight, and yes, Chinese jets do help. And then at the end, after that, there's like a press conference, and the Hong Kong government minister is like, we couldn't have done this without the help of the central government. Thank you, central government. And it's like, holy shit.
The thing that you're not understanding is when they say central government, what they're talking about is like the dinosaur transformers, like Grimlock and stuff.
Right.
They couldn't have done it without them. The scene when fucking Optimus Prime, like,
who's already a machine,
like, they treat Grimlock or so, I don't know who he like conquers. Grimlock is the only one that I'm remembering right now. It's kind of fucked up. He like keeps on beating like the dinosaur down until like he like succumbs to Optimus Prime, and then he's like, now you're mine. And he just like rides him around. It's, you know, there's probably some commentary there that isn't the greatest, but as just a dude, pretty fucking good.
Is Optimus Prime a cop?
In those movies, yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, I mean, he would absolutely be a cop if he beat him down like that.
We're doing a Sonic podcast.
Yeah,
I like the fact that Sonic just
That's okay. This shot of Sonic just whipping, and his head is awkwardly towards the camera, towards the viewer, it's so funny and it's so proportion weird, but it does actually genuinely, I'm complimenting here, it does give off like raw anger.
Yeah.
Like raw, unhinged anger.
And I like the fact that someone finally punched him.
Yeah.
He needed to be put in his place. I mean, I know that they fought before, but not like this is just fucking sucker punch.
The cover page of this whole issue is just a hyper close up of the two of them fighting.
Yeah.
About to make out.
How'd you like the sexy wolves?
Okay, so we should mention that there's an editor's note that says, first seen in the animated episode Cry of the Wolf, which is the Sat-Am show. So I actually can't rag on the cross promotion too much. I actually do kind of appreciate it.
I mean, the show's been done.
Right. But either way, I do. It's still a cross promotion, right? I appreciate that, and also, as you said, they're continuing their story beyond the show. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. It is a little weird jumping, being an only a comics reader. I guess that's a rare part of the audience. It was the 90s, so you couldn't get it on demand.
Nope.
So, but either way, there are more people who watched the show and then read the comics than people who read the comics and didn't watch the show. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're just pulling shit out of your ass.
Okay, let me restart. If there's one type of person, there are two types of people. No.
Men and women.
Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Okay, if there is someone who watched the show but didn't read the comics and someone who read the comics and didn't watch the show, it's more likely that there are more of the show people, right? You know what I'm saying?
I would cut all of it.
Sure, I'll cut it down, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
The point I'm trying to fucking make is that it's good that they're continuing their story. It is just a little out of pocket.
Yeah, you're allowed to have that opinion, dude.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's good that they're continuing the show.
But we don't get an introduction as comics only readers.
So I think it's kind of weird that they just kind of show up. I don't like I mean, we've said this before with the Down Under Freedom Fighters. I think it's kind of weird. No, I mean, the Down Under Freedom Fighters make sense to me because it's like a different continent. They're kind of doing their own thing. Here, they just seem like they live in the woods that not whole village is like already in. So who are these guys? They call themselves freedom fighters. Why aren't they hanging out with the other freedom fighters?
Well, here's the thing. I think they're using the freedom fighters from Not Whole interchangeably with just generic freedom fighters.
They are.
Which I don't like, but that's a minor thing. I do appreciate when they keep showing different cells of rebels and anti-Robotnik fighters. I think that's cool because that is how that works.
Yeah. Do you think Drago had pants in the show, or do you think they...
It's just Donald ducking it?
Yeah. Do you think this was specifically for the comics? They're like, he's got to be pantless. He's got to have that hog out, that wolf hog out.
I mean, he doesn't.
Oh, I mean, he might. He just has a lot of fur.
It's in the fur.
Yeah.
They don't shave.
They're dogs. Why would they shave, dude?
They're anthropomorphic, you asshole. They take on human characteristics. That's what that word means.
This is a bad podcast, right?
Countdown to Armageddon part... Did you have anything else to say?
No, man, just fucking go.
Countdown to Armageddon part 3. Jeffrey St. John is about to kill Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I say. So what's about to happen?
Jeffrey St. John is about to kill Sonic the Hedgehog when Antoine walks up. That is enough. Antoine gives Jeffrey St. John the cleanest left hook. The Hedgehog may be the imbecile like you, but even he does not deserve death. Jeffrey St. John is laying on the ground where he belongs. Oi, what's your problem, mate? This doesn't involve you. My problem is with you, Lepew. I will no longer subdue my doubts about you. You dare to say Uncle Chuck is the traitor? No. It is you who are the spy. Years ago, the top general and moi's close friend convinced the king that one day he might need the rebel underground. Moi was his cadet in training, preparing for the day when the kingdom might be attacked from her enemies. Before the underground was established, however, that general became the casualty of Robotnik's war. Then you show, poof, claiming to be its leader. Jeffrey stands up. Who was this supposed general, mate? Antoine, angry, tackles Jeffrey right back to the ground. He was my father, and I say you have stolen my family honor. Antoine and Jeffrey are rolling around on the ground. I never even knew the bloke. Exactly, and you don't know the king either. You are the imposter. Sally pulls them apart, saying, that's enough. Antoine walks off into the woods to be alone. Tails starts speaking to Sonic. I never knew Twan wasn't a real soldier. Yup, like us, he was too young. As a tribute to his father, he wears his uniform. Buns butts in. And like all of us, he rose to the occurrence of war with exceptional courage. You mean he wasn't always a doofus? Nope. In fact, in the early days of the war, he even saved my life. We see a flashback of a SWAT-bot attacking Buns before she has been roboticized. Antoine, while standing on top of a hill, pushes a boulder down, destroying the SWAT-bot. Ever the dashing hero, he bowed before royalty, offering his honor and courage to restore the realm. In time, this loyalty sprouted to misguided love. We see an image of Antoine bringing flowers to Sally. But without the love he craved from Sally or his father, he kinda lost his way. Buns walks into the woods to find Antoine. She finds him standing alone, looking up to the sky. Antoine, no matter what's happened in the past, I want y'all to know, I think you're very brave. Merci, Bunny. It's nice to know someone cares. I care. She grabs Antoine's face and kisses him. We cut back to the camp to see Luna, the leader of the wolf pack, accuse that sexy hot mess of a dog, Drago, of being a traitor, since he keeps getting up and leaving at random intervals. This crosses a line with Sally. Stop it. There have been a lot of accusations today, but not one substantiated. Until then, let's all put our differences aside. If the king and the realm are ever to be saved, we must hope and pray that Knuckles the Echidna is successful in his quest. End of part 3. That is kind of so fucking funny. Everyone's like high drama, everyone's yelling at each other, everyone's fighting, everyone's accusing, and then Sally's like, wait, everyone wait. Knuckles is gonna save the fucking day. And I'm like, okay, are you sure there wasn't something going on there between you two?
I agree 1000%. This is issue what, 46?
46, yes. As says in the URL.
All right. Maybe it is too late to be asking the question. But why does Antoine have an accent? Do you think he's faking it?
Well, I mean, his dad could also be French, right? French sounding.
Sure, okay, but he grew up in Nahol. We have images of him as a child.
Maybe his dad was an immigrant.
Do you think he'd have that heavy of an accent?
Some people do. I used to have an accent growing up, even though I was born in Chicago.
I mean, I had an accent growing up, and I was born in Chicago.
What was the accent?
Like, idiot.
I think that's just mental development.
Yeah, no, I was not good at it. Still not. Never really developed.
The one I was called out all the time was mustache. I used to say moustache.
Moustache. I like that. I was bad with my R's, so I used to say like file truck. I've said this on the podcast, I think.
Probably. I didn't register it, though.
Yeah.
I just thought you were just an idiot.
I mean, I am. Two things can be true.
So, okay. The whatever this, what's the title here? General of his dad's title, General? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's like Minister of Defense or whatever. They don't outright explain it, but it is kind of the vibe. So it's a excuse me, it's a title passed on as opposed to because it's royalty, right?
Yeah.
Interesting how that works.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, is that how that works? I guess so, gentry.
It's Mobius. We don't.
Well, that is also how it works in in England, right? Back in the days.
Back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days. When we skipped over women in the royal line.
Do they get to call themselves? Okay, so
it's their word. They can say it, Nick.
The Rebel Underground was created by the king. Do they get to call themselves Rebel Underground when they're not rebellion? Like, they're not a rebellion. They're subservient to the king.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, it's almost like some weird propaganda thing that he's doing, where he's like, I'm going to call you guys the rebellion so that people think that when they join you, they're against me. But, you work for me. It's like some 4D chess. This king is smart. This king's onto something.
It does seem like but we know for a fact that it's just an inconsistent thing. Like, they just wanted to use the word Rebel Underground.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I was like, wait a second, but it's a king unit. It's a king's unit, so.
I like Antoine. I
like Antoine doing something.
Yeah, for sure. He punches Jeffrey St. John. More people should do that. I think every single freedom fighter should punch him at least once.
He gets clocked twice.
Yeah. So this is like an objectively good issue. Unfortunately. Because Jeffrey St. John got it more than once.
I mean, it was hinted at, not hinted at. There was a specific thing where she kissed him. Mm-hmm. It was like a mini adventure, kind of almost had like one-shot energy. It was gag.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is serious. So I think that's interesting. I don't think they needed to add the part where Antoine saved her long ago before because that just seems random. That's like a random coincidence.
I hate that. Well, and then it's instantly like.
It's like
it makes the love of Buns instantly less interesting because
less genuine too.
Yeah, because suddenly there's like
it's an obligation. It's like a contract, not a contractual. It's like owed.
I don't know if I understand that.
You saved me. I have to love you now.
I wouldn't say have to, but there is a like
It cheapens it.
It cheapens it. It makes it so like there's a reason for the love, and it's like instead of him just being himself, it was like she saw this one act. Well, I guess that is still him, right? But I don't know. I don't have the words yet to.
Well, it just seemed like, following him into the woods, saying "I appreciate you," right? That certainly felt like it was more of a long-term thing, which is good. I like that. They probably could have. I wish they could have hinted at it even more, because we haven't gotten any of this since like 30 issues ago, right?
Yeah, I agree.
At least. And so that is kind of weird out of nowhere. But at the end of it, I do like the pairing. I think they're opposites, and I think they attract. I think it's very Luigi and Daisy coded. Very Luigi and Daisy coded.
I think one of the things I liked about Buns and Antoine being a thing was that Antoine was this like coward and Buns was the strong one.
Right.
And I like the core concept of Antoine getting courage and like saving Buns in certain situations and stuff. I don't like the fact that that's the first interaction.
Yeah, no. So
That's where like
because eventually they'll have to save each other separately at some point, just down the line of this comic. But yes, that's their first interaction. That was just out of nowhere. Why did you have to? You could have cut that whole thing, and this would have flowed a lot better.
Yeah,
nothing was lost.
I wish that she fell in love with him being the coward and
then rising above it.
That and like her giving him the strength to have courage to rise above.
That's what they did in the original story. Like 30 issues, or that's an arbitrary number, but it feels like however many issues ago, where she gave him a little peck at the end going like, good job, Antoine, you saved the day. Mm-hmm. And she did help him. And I'm thinking specifically of that story where she's like helping him from the background, and while he's like going through Robotropolis. But that's still like that's cool. I like that.
That's cute. And like
it's cute, and
he did it. He had the confidence to do it.
He needed a little help.
Yeah,
that's teamwork.
And then on top of it, and actually, I think this whole thing cheapens Antoine a little bit because it does like when he's not getting the love of his father or of Princess Sally, that he turns into a bumbling idiot. It seems like he had his shit together and then he got rejected by Sally and just turned into this fucking loser. Which I kind of hate. Am I wrong in interpreting it like
very
that?
Beta, yeah.
Yeah. Antoine's a little fucking beta.
It's simpy. Simp-ish.
We're sponsored by Bitcoin now, right? and Kalshi.
Oh no! All right, Kalshi bet. First issue when these two fuck. What's the bet?
Let's see. Kiss in 46. Sex in. Nothing rhymes with sex. Or at least no number. No, not laid. What's like a word for sex that rhymes with a number? It's got to be. Let's see, laid. I mean, it's sex and six kind of you could like sex in 10 No.
This is getting progressively stupider.
No. We could have let me workshop this one. I'll text you something that you could edit in.
We need to bring it back. We need to get less stupid. Okay? Here we go. Knuckles Quest 4. A goat
stupid is going right into this
goat,
group.
A raven, and a swan song.
We're going straight to the moon with the stupid on this one.
Writers Ken Penders and Kent Taylor, penciled by Manny Galan. On a quest to find King Eggcorn's magic sword, destiny decreed Knuckles would meet a paladin. Unraveling the Holy Knight's cryptic clues, the heroic Echidna vainly searches the numerous caverns of his floating island home. Like many historic expeditions, that which is not found by fortitude can sometimes be discovered by circumstance. Our hero trips over an old skeleton, and he begins falling into a cavern. He glides down. Upon landing, Knuckles begins to explore this lower cavern. Traveling down the damp, fungus-encrusted cavern bank, the enterprising echidna encounters a horrific stench, whose increasing intensity acts like a homing beacon, ultimately furnishing a vantage point. Knuckles finds himself on a cliff overlooking the wizard and the alchemist, two beings that the ancient walkers warned Knuckles about. Based on what I found them, I'll bet they're also Matthias Poe and Damocles the Elder. That reflection is short-lived, as the same circumstance that brought Knuckles here also compromises his strategic position. While climbing, Knuckles grabs some loose rocks and falls off the cliff, and lands in front of the alchemist and the wizard. Okay, this is Matthias Poe. It's the Raven, right?
Yeah, just do the Raven. You know, Edgar Allan Poe's the Raven.
What does that mean?
Just do it. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Just do the poem. But do the cadence of the poem as this guy.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is this guy?
Let's just squawk it.
What? Who dare invade the sanctum of Matthias Poe? Nevermore.
Okay, wait. You brought it back. Now I'm okay with it.
So further, when people cite the Raven, actually, Edgar Allan Poe, they usually put like British on it. Like, no, Edgar Allan Poe was an American.
Yeah, he's Baltimore, baby.
Baltimore, baby, yeah.
He's a Baltimore baby.
Guardian of the floating island would normally do, but right now I think I'm owner of the broken tush. And so shall the rest of you follow. By the potions of Poe, direction of Damocles, and herbs of this kettle, I bring forth a golem made of metal. Knuckles tries punching the metal golem, but he didn't even get a dent. Golems are only animate if they get a constant supply of magic life. Therefore, it's time for a distraction. Suddenly, Archimedes appears, blowing fire into Matthias Poe's face, presumably killing him. This allows for Knuckles to beat down the metal golem. Knuckles then moves to take on Damocles, only to realize that he's a dummy. Like literally a mannequin. Which begs the question, where is the real Damocles the Elder? The dummy begins to melt. It turns into the sword of Eggcorns? Knuckles has the sword now, and will return it to Princess Sally. What a lazy-ass ending.
Dude, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, why would Archimedes just hide? What a dumb plot point. They're friends. At this point, they should just be, like, talking.
Yeah.
What a fucking... I don't know. And then it's just this dummy, this mannequin, this wax mannequin that's a sword. That I don't fucking know, man. This... What are we even supposed to say? What are we supposed to say to this?
Does Ken Penders and Ken Taylor think this is like a story? Do they think this is plot? I mean, it's plot, I guess, but...
I mean, we got the sword, but like, what a dumb fucking adventure that was to get the sword.
You just jumped a sorcerer and then got it.
And it was essentially like, there was no discovery process. There was no like adventure. It was like a roller coaster, essentially. Like Knuckles had no input. He just went from point A to point B to point C to point D. And these things just happened to him. And then he got the sword. There was no like trials. There was no like real like deduction of like, they tried doing this riddle thing, but the riddle made no fucking sense. Everything was like real jump to conclusions with the fucking riddle. I don't know. This whole Knuckles quest thing pissed me off.
Without his dad throwing in random trials from afar, from a control room, I guess the Knuckles stories fall apart, huh?
You can maybe argue that they fell apart before that. I legitimately, I don't know what to say here. Is there anything you want to say?
This is just a big drag. It's just a huge drag. I don't like it at all. And we're reading these week to week. Could you imagine reading these month to month?
Yeah, that would fucking... do you want to do an email real quick?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, grab your guitar.
Now it's time for Sonicgrams. You can write to Sonicgrams. Oh yeah, it's a legally distinct Sonicgrams. It's an unaffiliated Sonicgrams. We made our own Sonicgrams. Whale Ping. This is from Whale Ping.
He asked this in the YouTube comment section. Yes, you're allowed to do that. Also, if you're not in the mood to send us a little email. So setting expectations, issue 45 is the last classic Archie style issue. Any future issue depicting classic Archie Sonic will be looking at this era in retrospect. So, question, how did you like Gallagher's classic style of writing and classic art?
Really? I guess this is everything now is Ken Penders, right?
No, I mean, it's going to be multiple people. I mean, I don't even know if Ken Penders is considered the head writer or anything. Mm-hmm. Ken is considered the head writer of Knuckles, but in terms of everything else, I think it's very group discussion kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I think mainly the question is just essentially we're kind of officially done with classic Archie Sonic. What are our opinions of it?
Well, what does the Bobby Schroeder list say?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still in the second era. Yeah, up until 50.
Okay, got it. All right. I genuinely, I don't know. It feels like we've gone through a lot right now, and I have no comments. I actually don't, because it didn't feel like we've left.
Do we want to hold off this question and think about it a little bit? Maybe,
but this is already a new issue. This is already the issue after that. What would you have to say?
I mean, overall, I think I like the classic style. I think they're fun. I think the series needed to evolve, and I'm glad it did. I like the attempts of the new series trying to take up some of the goofy aspects of the original classic series and trying to incorporate it into a serious world and whatnot. I'm going to miss some of the fun, wacky hijinks that they used to kind of get into, specifically Robotnik just kind of having a dumb, I don't want to say monster of the week, but dumb machine of the week that is very obtuse in terms of its thinking and planning. And I overall liked it. It was a little rough at times, but it was fun, is my overall thoughts on classic Archie.
Yeah, I think the quality of writing was kind of all over the place, but they weren't really aiming for the moon like they are now.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing is
they set their own, not low, I'm not going to say low, but it was just a different ball game altogether, which is it still has the feel, the soul of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is the wacky Looney Tunes-esque kind of thing, mm-hmm. Right?
If I had one critique of the older style is I wish they dialed back the Looney Tunes just a little bit.
Okay.
But it's also hard for them not to lean into that, especially when the other Sonic cartoon series is essentially a very Looney Tunes-esque thing.
And it is the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
So
that is what cartoon is.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to be critical of them going down that route when I feel like what you just said is kind of everywhere already. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it. That's. I'm glad we're moving on, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
For me, it is what it is. It's got some frustrating moments, especially with the Knuckles stuff. But for me, I guess, are we counting that? I don't know. It's still part of the era.
Yeah.
But for me, I think we can definitely, it's time to move on.
I agree.
Will it get better? That's a big question. But
and that's the issue. Only so many left to go. I'm Nick. I stream at twitch.tv/Mojosaurus.
And I'm Dominic. You can find me on Blue Sky at DomGuan and on my Instagram at Blue Collar Jazz.
You can follow us on socials at Gotta Talk Fast. TikTok is something we don't do anymore. And remember, when life keeps going fast,
you gotta talk
fast and just
no. Then I say it.
No, that's always been a weird thing where there's never been defined settings on who says what there. You don't get to you don't get to pull that card on me.
Gotta talk, gotta talk.
Gotta Talk Fast was written by Nick Folkerts and edited by Dominic Guanzon. Intro and outro themes recorded by Dominic Guanzon. Gotta Go Fast originally composed by Norman J. Grossfeld, Joseph Garrity, and Russell Velasquez.
Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk. Gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk. Fast, gotta talk. Fast, gotta talk.